Heart to Heart Catholic Media Ministry, in association with Bellarmine Jesuit Retreat House, presents Eucharistic Encounters, Advent and Christmas Reflections on the Gift of the Eucharist.
Today's presenter is Sharie Bowman. Sharie Bowman regularly serves as a Eucharistic minister at St. Joseph Parish in Seattle, Washington. She is a counselor in private practice who is passionate about supporting adults heal from complex trauma and helping couples create stronger families and more joy in their relationships. She also leads interplay, expressive arts retreats, and teaches classes that support people to discover more creativity and joy in community. She loves using photography to share the grace she receives through witnessing embodied prayer as part of her photography ministry with the Dancing Word and Abbey of the Arts. She is the mother of 4 children and finds great delight in her 2 granddaughters.
A few years ago, I was a student at Seattle University. It's a Jesuit school, and I was in the Master's in Counseling program. I took a class called The Spiritual Dimensions of Counseling, and we had an assignment to go to religious services that were different from our own. At the time, I belonged to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but I'd been grappling with the doctrines and the culture for a long time. About this time, a friend invited me to go to Mass with her. She's a storyteller who often dramatizes stories from scriptures. She happened to be telling a different story each week for 3 weeks in a row at an evening Mass. I'd seen her dramatize stories before and so appreciated how her artistry really helped me to understand and feel the depths of the stories. So I was really interested in going. I learned that, I'm definitely a kinesthetic learner, and simply hearing the stories read or reading them myself didn't seem to allow God to reveal himself to me like witnessing the scriptures being embodied did. Somehow, for me, it was like heaven and earth became united when the storyteller shared the stories from the scriptures. I learned the gifts of the Ignatian way of praying and engaging my senses and my imagination. The first story was Woman at the Well. As the woman at the well told her story of her life and struggle to belong, I could feel my own thirst and fear of rejection and longing for love. As the priest read the role of Jesus and invited her to the living water, I could feel my own heart opening as I wondered if Jesus would give me this living water so I would no longer be so emotionally and spiritually thirsty. The next week, she told the story of the man born blind. I could see how many ways I too had been blind since birth and really hadn't been able to see or fully believe in Jesus. But I was beginning to long for my eyes to be open to the possibility that getting to know Jesus and building a relationship with him could heal me too. The third week, she brought Lazarus to life in a very dramatic way. As she was playing Jesus, she commanded Lazarus and all of us to come forth out of our tombs. I knew at that time that much of my life made me feel like I was encased in a tomb, especially my religion. I desperately wanted Jesus to let me go free. After seeing these 3 stories that I later learned were the stories that are told each year during Lent to prepare the catechumens for baptism, I mentioned to my friend that I felt an intense hunger for the Eucharist. She replied, "That's what's supposed to happen." I had no idea. I wasn't in RCIA or even considering becoming Catholic. That hunger for the Eucharist continued to grow within me. And because I'd been baptized Catholic as an infant, the path opened so that I could prepare to receive the Eucharist with the First Communion class that year. I was so nervous and excited to begin this new relationship with Jesus that I had accidentally stumbled into, or had it been the Spirit that had been leading me all the time, that the day finally came that I was invited to the table to be able to receive Jesus. I felt so much joy and gratitude that he had called me into a closer relationship with him in a way that I could understand and fully receive. I'm so grateful that my friend was open to following the Spirit to invite me to Mass, where I could meet Jesus in a whole new way. I continue to build my relationship with Jesus each week as I receive the Eucharist and pray to become one with him who I receive. Since that early encounter with Jesus in the Eucharist, I've felt the call to serve as a Eucharistic minister for many years now. Each time I'm blessed to be able to share Jesus with others, I feel his love for each person flowing through me as I offer them his body or his blood. I'm so grateful to be able to be an instrument of his grace and healing. During the Advent and Christmas season this year, may we all be open to the surprises of the Holy Spirit as we're prompted to discover and deepen our relationship with the child Jesus. And may we invite others to journey with us where they too may be introduced to Jesus when they least expect it.
Let's take 1 minute to think about today's Eucharistic encounter. What in this reflection resonates with your own experience of the Eucharist? What do you want to say to the Lord today? And what might the Lord be saying to you?
Thanks for listening to today's Eucharistic Encounter with Sharie Bowman. Tune in tomorrow for a reflection by Eric Stiles. We encourage you to invite your family and friends to experience our Advent series by going to htoh.us/Advent. Our series continues through January 1 with a new Father Michael video each Sunday and an audio reflection each weekday by a new presenter.
From all of us here at Heart to Heart, we wish you a blessed Advent season, and may God bless your heart and the hearts of all your loved ones.